Alrighty, welcome back to class. This is part 3 of our class for Wednesday, April 15th, and we're going to be continuing on page 95. So we've been talking about how to use one, the other, some, and the others. So let's look at page 95 at the grammar connections. The pronoun one, the other, some, and the others can replace nouns. So there are 2 shoe stores. One shoe store has men's shoes, and the other shoe store has women's shoes. Okay, so we're just doing a little bit more review of that. I just went over this with the Barbie dolls, but now I'm going to do the book lesson. I just thought it would be fun to use the Barbie dolls because if we were together, I would have used students to run through that little example. But since we were not together, I decided to use the Barbies instead. Okay, so but let's just do the book lesson here. All right, so there are 2 shoe stores. One shoe store has men's shoes, and the other shoe store has women's shoes. Okay, there are many restaurants. Some restaurants have fast food, and the other restaurants have international food. Okay, so you see how one and the other is replacing several words. So it's really a shorter way to say something. So instead of saying one shoe store, you can just say one. There are 2 shoe stores, and you can say one has men's shoes and the other has women's shoes. So you can save yourself a lot of words once you know what you're talking about. We know we're talking about 2 shoe stores in this example because it says there are 2 shoe stores. So you can replace one for one shoe store and you can replace the other for the other shoe store. So that saves you a lot. It's almost like a contraction for words. Okay, so there are many restaurants. So you can, instead of saying some restaurants, you can just say some have fast food and the others have international food. So, okay, so all right, so exercise A, it says work with a partner, look at all the stores in a mall directory, and talk about what they have. And then you're going to take turns. Okay, so since it's me and you, and we're not together. We've got to get really creative with doing this exercise. Okay, so let's just look together at this. You see at the bottom of page, well, it's kind of like in the middle of page 95. This right here. This is the directory of stores in the mall. Okay. All right, so let's see. So we've got person A and person B. And you guys know I love to create these voices so that I can be more than one person. So let's do that. So work with a partner, look at the stores in a mall directory, and talk about what they have. Okay, so the example here, person A. There are 2 shoe stores. Yes, one has men's shoes and the other has women's shoes. There are 5 restaurants in the food court. Yes, some have fast food and the others have international food. Okay, so you notice how, oh, well, before I say that, there is a lot of exercise. You see this right here. This is a QR code for a, it's a audio visual. It's pictures and things with it. Well, you know what? Let's see. Let me try to see if I can make this work for all of us. Hold on. Okay, so I am going to attempt to play the um, the audiovisual lesson that goes with this exercise, with the grammar chart exercise. So I am really not the greatest at technology. I know there's a better way to do this, and for our next class, I'm going to have it figured out. But for now, I just want us to be able to watch this. And so I'm going to go ahead and play it, okay? I'm going to play it this old-fashioned way. And then between now and the next class,
the other, some,
I'll have it figured
the
out.
others. Unit 7, Lesson F. Watch and listen. The pronouns one, the other, some, and the others can replace nouns. Grammar Rule 1. One and the other replace singular nouns.
Are there two dresses?
Yes. One dress is long and the other dress is short. Yes. One is long and the other is short.
Are there two suits?
Yes. One suit is gray and the other suit is black. Yes. One is gray and the other is black.
Grammar Rule 2. Some and the others replace plural nouns.
Are there a lot of ties?
Yes. Some ties are yellow and the other ties are red. Yes. Some are yellow and the others are red.
Are there several purses?
Yes. Some purses are gray and the other purses are brown. Yes. Some are gray and the others are brown.
Check your understanding. Look at the picture. Listen to the question. Complete the sentence.
Are there two dresses?
Yes. One is long and the other is short.
Are there two suits?
Yes. One is gray and the other is black. Are there a lot of ties?
Yes. Some are yellow and the others are red.
Are there several purses?
Yes. Some are gray and the others are brown.
Let's review.
There are two shoe stores. One shoe store has men's shoes and the other shoe store has women's shoes. One has men's shoes and the other has women's shoes.
There are many restaurants. Some restaurants have fast food and the other restaurants have international food. Some have fast food and the others have international food.
All right. That was an old-fashioned way of getting this done, but hopefully when I go back and play this video, you can see it okay. But I promise you, I have some pretty technology efficient children in my house, and the next video, I'll have a better way for doing that. All right, so let's move on. All right, you guys, let's pick up and continue on page 95. Now we are at exercise B. So exercise B says, work with your partner, which for now, it's always going to be me until we get back to being in class together. So work with your partner, me. Look at the picture. Make sentences with one, the other, some, and the others. Now, this is really supposed to be a great opportunity for you guys to practice, but like I say in class, the key to all skill is practice, practice, practice. Okay, so the more we practice these concepts that we go over in class, the more you're going to remember them. And I want to really encourage you guys to, well, I guess you can't do it right now that we are being asked to stay home because of the coronavirus. But when this is over, really go out there and create opportunities for yourself to practice some of these things. And then you can even call me if you want to just have some conversation. Um, I'm totally willing to do that too. All right, so back to exercise B. Work with your partner. Look at the picture. Make sentences with one, the other, some, and the others. Kind of like what we did with the Barbie doll. Okay, so they gave us an example conversation here. So as always, I'm going to pretend to be two people. So the blue person. So look at this picture right here. This picture right here at the bottom. This is the picture we're looking at and that we're creating conversation for. Okay. So look at page 95, the picture in the bottom right corner. There are two dresses. One is red and the other is black. Yes, one is long and the other is short. And that is true. You see the mannequins? Remember I said the dummies in the windows at stores that have the clothes on are called mannequins. So if you didn't write this in your journal, write this in there so you can remember this word. That's how it's spelled, mannequin. And the way it's pronounced is man-e-kin, mannequin. Okay? So in that picture in the bottom, these are mannequins. And so, yes, they said there are two dresses. Yes. One is red and the other is black. So that's using one with the other when you're comparing two things. And then, yes, one is long and the other is short. So that's two examples of using one and the other to compare two things. All right. So now we're going to create some other conversation about that very same picture. Okay. How about there are two suits? Yes, there are. One is gray and the other is black, right? This suit is gray and this suit is black. Okay. How about there are four hats? You see, each mannequin, there are four mannequins and they each have a hat on. So we could say there are four hats. Some are baseball hats and the others are brim hats. So those the hats, well, you know what? They're not baseball hats that the guys have on. They're caps. So we'll say some are caps and the others are brim hats. Okay? So there are four hats. Some are caps and some are brim. Or we could say some are caps and the others are brim hats. So that's what we want to say. Some are caps and the others are brims. All right, let's see. Let's look at the bottom of that picture. Below where the mannequins are standing, right here, there are some ties. So that's another conversation that we could make. we could say, there are 5 ties. Some are yellow, the others are red. At least they look red to me. It's hard, it's a little small, but yeah. So I'll say some are yellow and the others are red. All right. One, two, three, what? 4. I think there looks like there are 4 purses down there too, right there. There are 4 purses. Some are black. Looks like 2 of them are black. And the others are brown. So that's some and the others. We use one and the others. Okay, what else do we see in that picture? All right, so I think we did everything. I think we did one and the others. Okay, all right, so that's great. So I think we're done with that. Now, before we leave this unit, let's do a little bit more review of some of the other things we've discussed, and then we'll be ready to move on to chapter 8. Woohoo! Okay, so we are almost finished with Unit 7. But before we move on, I just want to do a very quick review of some of the things that we went over earlier in the lesson, since that was, a little while ago. So let's just look back quickly at page 84. So I'll give you a moment to go back to this page. Unit 7, that's the beginning of Unit 7. And that was, this is a picture of a furniture store, remember? So let's just do a quick review of some of the vocabulary that we learned in that unit. And some of the vocabulary that we learned in this unit was customer. And these are customers in the store. So we have 4 customers. This couple right here and this couple right here. So customer, we learned price tag. And these are the little tags on the items that tell you what everything costs. We learned piano. We have 2. We have a tall upright one and a small one. We learned furniture. All of these things are furniture. Everything that's on sale is furniture in this store except the appliances, which was another word that we learned. So these are the appliances back here. And types of appliances are refrigerators, stoves, washing machines, microwaves, all those kinds of things. We learned sofa, which is this. We learned love seats, which is a small sofa that seats 2 people. We learned the different types of chairs, which is the brown one is a recliner. This is a wingback chair, and this is like a kitchen chair. Some of the other words we learned in this part of the unit was, let's see, we got appliances, and then this is a banner. This type of sign is a banner, and that's the long sign that usually hangs on the wall. And we've got floor lamp, desk lamp, or table lamp. The small ones that sit on the table are called desk lamps or table lamps, and then the tall ones that stand alone are floor lamps. And then this is a Tiffany lamp with the floral glass. And then we got 2 salespeople, and we learned what it means to mark down. Remember, when you mark down a price, that's the same as putting it on sale, which means that the item costs less now than it did before. All right. And then, so that's page 84. And we had a little bit of lesson about that. And then on page 86 is where we learned about comparatives. And we've reviewed that quite a bit. And I want you to Review this page 86, that grammar chart, on your own so you can practice it. And then on page 88, we learned the rules for superlatives. And remember, you use the comparatives to compare two things, and you use the superlatives to compare three or more things. So that was what we learned on page 88. So that would be good to review. Also, I encourage you to Google examples of irregular adjectives so that you can see, because these are things you just have to memorize. There's no rule. You have to remember which adjectives are irregular, which means the comparative and the superlative is a totally different word that you have to memorize. So I want you to practice that as well. And the last thing is just being able to read an article and pull out information and use nearby words to figure out what other words mean. Like in the example of that newspaper article where it said, I use my van to help people move and to deliver stoves and refrigerators from a secondhand appliance store. Stoves and refrigerators let you know what an appliance is in that sentence. So those are some of the things we learned in this unit. I want to encourage you to go back, review, and practice. And one more thing, homework is in your student workbook. We're going to start in unit 7. We may have missed some of 6 because that's when we weren't all meeting together. But for homework, I want you to do in the student workbook pages 78 through 82. And we will go over that. So homework, page 78 through 82. And as I said, I am still learning and growing how to do these video lessons, but I promise you that the next one will be better than the last one. And I'm going to work to continue to improve. Have a wonderful day. If you go out to the store, don't forget to put on your mask to protect yourself from the coronavirus, and be safe. Bye-bye. I miss you guys. Take care.